In the 1930s to the 1950s, doctors recommended a specific medical practice. This medical practice was to help with people's throats. It was to help with irritation and coughing. And this was approved for adults, but also kids. And it was supposed to make people feel a lot better. This was something that doctors themselves prescribed and took, and it was actually recommended by colleges and medical journals. People really enjoyed using this medicine, and it was very helpful at the time, or so they believed. But by the 1960s, studies had showed that this medical practice that was being prescribed actually had harmful side effects. See, the companies selling this medical practice had done fake studies in order to show that it would work, and people believed them. And they actually sold a lot of medicine doing this. And the medicine that we're talking about is cigarettes. In the 1930s to the 1950s, doctors were smoking cigarettes, and they were asking people to do this as well to help them. And it wasn't until the rates of lung cancer started to rise that we realized that this wasn't the best thing for you. In fact, they had ads with doctors smoking cigarettes. They had a mascot named Mr. Sig that walked through all of hospitals and different things promoting cigarettes. People lied, but they still believed them, and companies bought into this. And like I said, it wasn't until the 1960s when we started to realize, hey, maybe these things are dangerous. Webster's dictionary defines lie as an intentionally false statement, like a doctor saying that cigarettes are good for you when they're not. And Webster's dictionary describes truth as being the quality or state of being true, real, accurate, or fact, like a doctor saying cigarettes are bad for you. Lies do a lot of damage. Lies consistently hurt you, and it doesn't really matter the size of the lie. They consistently do damage and hurt relationships, and that's just what lies do. Lies are a threat to the truth. Every time someone lies, it's hurting the truth. Every time you hear a lie, it is working actively against what God has for you. If someone says you're worthless, that's a lie. But if they say it enough times, you start to believe it, and thus you don't believe God's truth for you. The worst part about lies is they work. You experience lies every day, and not just companies trying to sell you things, though they often stretch the truth in order to convince you of certain things. But people do this too. Lies are everywhere. And you can understand this. Maybe you have been underestimated in something. Or maybe as someone has told a little bit of a white lie to you, or tried to stretch the truth. Or maybe they've assumed something in you that's wrong. Lies are everywhere. Lies do damage to your identity. Identity is defined as the fact of being or who or what a person or thing is. It is who you are. I want to go out on a limb and suggest something. A big reason that people feel anxious, worried, pressured, nervous, sad, whatever it is because a lie at some point has infiltrated your identity and embedded itself there. And this is a big deal, because if you have confusion on who you are, then it's going to make life very difficult. At some point, someone has conveyed something to you on purpose or on accident that has embedded itself and hurt you in some way. That's normal. All humans experience that. But we looked and we realized that at your age right now, this happens a lot. And so we wanted to address that. And so we thought through and we found 3 different lies that consistently are attacking you. And we want to convey these to you and let you know that these lies are really being told to you. And 2, you are tempted to believe them. So we know that lies are everywhere. And we know that they embed themselves in your identity, and it can last a lifetime of pain and difficulty, anxiety, pressure, all these things. Maybe you've experienced some of that. And so we want to address these 3 different lies, but first let me tell you the truth. Ephesians 2:10. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God has prepared in advance for us to do. You are God's handiwork. You are God's. He has big plans for you. He has a purpose for you. And you are loved by God. You are created, and He created you very good. So I need you to know that that's the truth that we're going to be addressing all week, that you are God's. You're His masterpiece. He created you, and He loves you. So, the 3 lies. Lie number 1, I am what I have. My identity and my value is found in stuff, in the things that I have. If I have better things, then I'm worth more. If I have more things, then maybe I'm worth more. But if I have less, then I am worth less. If the things that I have aren't as good, then I am worth less. And this is a bad way to view life, obviously, but it's something that infiltrates us so easily. In fact, maybe there are things that you have right now that you're really proud of and you hold a lot of worth in those. Or maybe you wish you had something else, and that's where you think value is going to come from. This is a lie that's very common and it's very damaging. So we're going to talk about that lie this week. This lie says if you could just have social media, if you just had the right phone, if you were allowed to have this amount of screen time, if you were allowed to have nicer clothes, if you could afford this stuff, then you're worth more. People will care about you more, but that's a lie. And so therefore, this lie embeds itself in your identity and it hurts you for a lifetime. Lie number 2, I am what I do. This means your identity, your value, your worth comes from actions, comes from the things you do. This could also mean that the things that you do are your identity. So if you are a basketball player or a baseball player, if you're in theater or in band or whatever you do, even personality traits, if you're funny, loud, outgoing, that becomes who you are. And your identity is found in that, but the problem is what if you start being not as good at those things? Then it becomes damaging. Anytime where you have your worth stored in something that you're doing, the moment you can't do that thing anymore, well, then it gets really bad. Your value and your worth is not found in your actions, your performance. It's found in something else. Lie number 3, perhaps the most damaging, it's I am what others think of me. This is sort of like I am what I do and sort of like I am what I have combined, but it's particularly damaging because it's based on other people. It says other people are going to dictate how much you're worth, what your value is, what your identity is. That means if you fail to impress a parent or a coach or a teacher, then you yourself are then a failure. It's not good. This is a particularly damaging lie at your age because it means if your friends expect one thing of you and you don't act that way, then your value goes down and your worth goes down. It's particularly hurtful. This lie says that you have to live up to people's expectations and not God's. And so this is a difficult lie, but it's one we're told every single day. Together, these 3 lies build a big bad monster that wants to destroy you, and it actually does a particularly good job. I've seen a lot of lives destroyed based off of these 3 lies. These lies can spiral and turn into something very dangerous in your lifetime. Debunk these lies this week. And so there are 3 things I need from you tonight. I need you to understand 1, these lies are real and they're everywhere and you hear them every day. 2, these lies are being told to you and you might think you don't believe them or you might think they don't affect you, but I'm telling you, they do. They're very convincing. Number 3, there's a better truth out there. These lies don't have to be what's true in your life, and this damage doesn't have to happen if you take steps now, and we want to help you do that. Because you aren't what you have, you aren't what you do, and you aren't what others think of you. You are made for more.